Hello everyone and welcome back. We'll now be learning and discussing another important sense, touch. Our sense of touch is very important because it allows us to feel comfort when we pet our favorite fluffy animal. Touch can also let us know when something is dangerous, like a hot item on a stove, or when we want to communicate with others. This is Laura again, and now we're going to talk about touch, one of our 5 important senses that relies on our brain. Let's look at the types of touch. The types of touch we experience are pain, temperature, hot and cold, pressure, vibration, and position in space, otherwise known as proprioception. Imagine you're balancing on one leg or throwing a ball with your arm. You're able to do these things without looking at your leg or arm because your brain can sense its position. Now let's talk about how your brain and sense of touch are connected. Touch is put into categories by your sensory receptors that detect the types of stimuli, which we mentioned as pain, temperature, pressure, and vibration. Receptors and neurons are what allow us to interpret sensation. Stimuli transform into electrical signals for the brain to understand, and these signals travel to the brain through your spinal cord. Now, let's think. Do you know what lobe of the brain controls touch? That's right, it's your parietal lobe. Want to know a fun fact? You have more touch receptors on your fingertips than in both of your arms. This is called receptor distribution. This is our friend, the homunculus, to help us understand our most sensitive sensory receiving areas. The homunculus and their unusual proportions show us that the larger the area of the brain dedicated to each body part, the larger and more sensitive that body part is. You can notice that several areas are particularly large compared to others, like the eyes, face, and hands compared to the body and legs. This is a proportional representation of how many receptors to touch we have in our hands, for instance, compared to other areas of our bodies. Now that we have a pretty decent understanding of how touch and the brain work together, let's bring our attention back to your classroom leaders. Thanks for listening.